Everyone, so we're on week 10. This is crazy. I can't believe 10 weeks in, plus or minus, a few due to, 0.5 segments if you don't really count those, or a week or two I've taken off here or there. You'll notice in this segment I am a little sick in a couple of the portions. I think it's not until we get to like the last tail end of the video and like now when I'm doing these the opening and closing portions of the video that I start to feel a lot better. But we do get into it is going to be another filler brick segment, but don't let that deter you because we get a lot more done than I thought we would. We go ahead and we jump into actually more brick that I have. So back in week 9 we did a really quick jump in to a couple extra bags I had of my Airjitsu temples, since I bought 3 of them and I only built 1 and kind of part of the other 2. So we went ahead, week 9 did that. Week 10 we got my green bin out and I went through all that. I ended up getting 4 pick-a-brick cups full of filler brick. I guess 3 more or less, because the 4th cup was more of the really long, if you ever had those support beam sections or other large sections. You'll see in the video, you'll see what I'm talking about, these large kind of 2x2 column things. So I haven't really used those yet, as you will see. And then I did get a kind of a cup full of just extra slopes, dark tan, detailing pieces I thought was really good. I did leave out something from the segment that I was originally going to keep in to make it more than just filler brick. But by the time I went through the bin and put the brick on with time lapses for both of those, I think we're going to have a pretty full segment, hopefully. It's going to take me a little editing. Also, I do have essay exams due this weekend, so I have been kind of Friday, since early Friday mornings I try to do stuff. I've been I got to do the essays, some of the essays in the morning so I can upload at night. Otherwise, next thing I know, I'm trying to write an essay as an uploading, and that won't happen, which will push the video back, blah, 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 blah. But anyways, without further ado, we're going to go ahead, we're going to hop right into this segment right now. So we already have a jump on week 10. It's actually Sunday, so it's actually Saturday, so just after week 9 came out, I already went ahead and bought about 2 cups worth of brick right now. I'm kind of going to, the idea is to keep the flow of it, if at least once or twice a week I can get 2 cups, so roughly anywhere from 2 to 6 cups a week would be my goal. That way I can kind of just keep the flow of filler brick slowly going, so I don't get into situations like last week where I had to go out and I bought like 6 cups worth, and it's just like, all right, I can't do that. I have to continuously do it. So, as a tip to you guys, definitely don't just say, okay, I'm just going to buy it all in one go, and then I'll use it all, and that's going to be what I'm going to work with for now. If you're, if you're not doing a building series, like this, you're just building it, that's fine. But I found through doing a building series, just kind of like information as I do it, stuff I've learned is I just got to keep a constant slow flow coming in. So if I know I can't get big orders in where the parts will hold me for a long time, I just got to slowly consume bricks instead of buying, once every 2 weeks, do a big haul, and then kind of find petty stuff for the low income weeks. So this is what we have for right now. We're actually going to get into some other digging through Lego I have that I haven't touched yet. That is still stuff kind of left over from week 9. And actually I found a lot of these nice dark tan bricks here and there, so I'll kind of be incorporating those in. Actually, finding these gave me an idea for something I can do on the Maca on the top, right on the edge of the cliff. But otherwise, we're going to go ahead and see what else this week brings. So in this week, I wanted to kind of go through the last of my brick for filler brick, because obviously I have been buying a lot of filler brick. Well, that'll be in another little portion of the video, kind of an added haul on top of the first one I got. But over here, this is pretty much my last bin of spare brick that's not set, like completed sets. So I have, I kind of was saying something, I think last segment, maybe about how I bought, last segment earlier in the segment, I can't remember, how I bought 3 of the Airjitsu temples. I built one, I've built part of one, and I plan on building that same part of the second one from the third one. So I still got to do that. But, so a lot of these bags are the second or the third bag, or second or third Air Jitsu Temple. I also actually had the Ewok Village. I had it built for the longest time, and that just took up too much space instead of selling it out to someone else, because I didn't want to keep the figures. I kind of kept majority of the trees together, but the top hut portions on most of them I've taken apart, and that's what we have here. And then I just have a whole bunch of other sets. Like I actually have here's like an actual sealed Lego bag from a creator set I bought for some stuff. So I just got a whole bunch of just random, like in here you can kind of see some of it's open sets, some of it's just parts in a standard Ziploc bag. So I do have to go through kind of some of those smaller bags, probably not, but I know like here we see I got a couple 2x4s in there, so that's like a good bag. I bought a junior set a while back for certain stuff. I don't think there's going to be anything in there. Here actually probably not bad. Filler bricks got some large what are they? Just kind of large rock formations. So I mean, those are nice, but you know, nowadays everyone builds their own rock formations, but I kind of like to have them. Sometimes when I get lazy and do kind of like a little throwback, or just lazy person mock, I got here I built a really bad Humvee. You can probably see it in some of my really older vlog videos. I kind of actually regret taking it apart, but now that I do have some parts and some other stuff. This isn't all of it. This is some of it, and then some other parts, so looks like that has some good parts in there, and my bag of just brown bricks, bag of those. Kind of what remains from, I bought another one of those, if you follow Ninjago, I bought that Nauticon Pirate Ship, and I also bought the Samurai X Cave. So I bought some of those for the figures and for the sets. So like I do have some dark tan pieces in here. I ended up using the airship. I'm working on building kind of my own custom thing with it, but I bought it because the frame is exactly what I needed. So I built the frame out of it, kind of parted out the rest. Some smaller stuff that I probably can use for filler brick here and there. But there's just a lot to go through. You know, I'm not going to bore you. I'm not going to dig everything out and say, oh, here's a brick from this bag. And my bad, and a brick from this other bag. But I just kind of want to show you what I am going to be going through this week. So I can hopefully find more filler brick. I don't think I'm going to find a lot. If I get enough for half a wall, even a quarter of a wall, I'm doing good. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to go through here. I'll find the dark tan piece. I'll find other pieces I can use for something else. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to jump in here. I may or may not time-lapse it. I probably will, but I don't want to guarantee that just because, I don't know, something else could come up. But without further ado, I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to jump right into this large box. Okay, so I got done sorting through all of it. The time lapse, I think I only did 20-30 minutes of it because after a while it was just me doing the repetitive stuff. I was texting someone on my phone, so I got distracted there. But so for about an hour or so, I've been going through this bin of all my stuff. So I had like the Ewok Village would be a big set in there. It had the detailing pieces of the Nauticon pirate ship from Ninjago. It had a Samurai X cave pretty much in there, and pretty much part of one Airjitsu temple of what hasn't been built and wasn't divided out yesterday. So I have all this, filler brick. I got 3 cups full essentially, then kind of one almost full, and then another one like these just taller beams that I will use, but I wanted to separate them out just because they were so tall. And then this cup, this one back here, is just kind of a bunch of spare useful parts I thought I could use throughout. Either they were slopes, dark tan pieces, fire, other little detailing pieces I know I could use somewhere. This other stuff's kind of just laying out here. This is just some more parts from the Airjitsu temple. I think these were from the Samurai XK, so it's kind of cool to get some of those. I didn't open some of the Samurai XK bags. I think there were 2 or 3 I didn't open, and one of them even may have been a Nexonite thing I bought. But I didn't open them because when I looked at it, I could only right off the bat see 1 or 2, like 2x4s or something good for filler bricks. So I don't want to open it up only to get to 1 brick where I found this. Now, if I only had like a cup full, and then like half a cup, I probably would have dug into everything. But I have all that. And this little cup here is, as we know, I got to raise all the wall portions by a single plate. Kind of so it matches with the front and the cliff face. So this is for all the dark gray on the outside. I found a lot of plates in there, 2x2s, 2x8s, 2x6s. I found some corner pieces, stuff like that. So that's what that was. I was actually really excited. That's a lot more brick than I thought I had. Does this mean I'm going to be able to get a whole wall out of this? I'm expecting at least half a wall, maybe a full wall, just because there are a lot of 2x2s in here, 1x2s, and a lot of the 2x2s I try to save up for the end caps when I do go through and bulk build the 2x4s. Again, we'll get to that in a later segment, probably the next portion of the segment actually. We'll get there. I'm thinking this takes up quite a bit, so taking this, putting it on the mock, I feel like it's going to be pretty much the segment this week, just because honestly I think that's been quite a bit, at least on my end it's done. When I get down to kind of looking at the videos entirely, obviously if it's only like 7 minutes with the with the time lapse, because it's like, okay, I recorded 30 minutes, but the times you're down to like a minute for each. So every 10 minutes only relates to like a minute of time lapse, give or take. But I have this, I have the other haul, and then I might get another cup or 2. That's about 5-6 cups right there. So that's great. That's about already a cup more than I thought I had this week. I expect to only get 2 more cups, only 4 cups this week. But like I said, I'll go through that in like a 50-second segment following all this. But right now we're down to 3. We'll go 4 full cups just because that filler, 1 cup of dark gray plates, and a cup of just extras. So that's really nice. We're going ahead. We're going to move on to the next part of the segment. Let's go. All right, so you just saw that last segment where I spent about an hour, 2 hours going through all my stuff. I found this, and I kept showing you kind of images of this. This is 3 more pick-a-brick cups full. I got these and some little cheese wedges that the lighter tan color, just as filler. I did post like 1 or 2 photos on my Instagram of me at the store. Just general random pictures before I filled up the cups completely or accurately. But so that's quite a bit now. That's having one of these boxes full pretty much means it's a wall. A little less than a wall, a little more than a wall. Comes down to the exact cup, because sometimes it's just enough, sometimes it's just short, sometimes I get a little more. So we'll see where that gets us, which is really great. Over here, just because while we're over here in all of this, a lot of this was last week, but I still have these parts laid out that I'm going to end up using, probably not again till later in the building series, just because that's more detailing parts. These, like in the last portion of the segment, I had the cup full, so that'll be for the nice outline. I apologize if there's any external noise. I am outside of my Lego room because I just, again, if you kind of watch what I did, I don't really have the room to do that in there. So that was all kind of been done out here, and I had to do it all in one night so I could take what I gathered and either put it back on my table, or, you know, I can just keep it all kind of cornered right here. But otherwise, guys, let's move on to the next part of the video. Alright, so I've moved on. I've actually already started some of this wall. I don't know how much of this time-lapse I'm either A, going to keep or use in the video, because my editing software only allows so much film per video I make, so I can only have, I think, several hours of filming, like 2 hours, 3 hours of filming in each thing. And, you know, by the time I... excuse me, again, I'm not feeling too, I'm a little sick right now. You know, do like almost an hour of this, several, you know, time lapse of this. It takes it all up, and I can't get in these portions where I just talk. So that's why a lot of my time lapse are probably going to be cut, or you'll only see the beginning or the end. But what I think is important, I wanted to let you know that's why. But I am going to go ahead, I'm going to add on this whole box of brick. And then I'm going to add on probably this. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the general brick. Then I'm going to go ahead and put on the random brick. What I might actually do is I might finish off this row of the 2x4 brick, put on some random of this brick, and then layer it on top of that, just to solidify the random in the middle. But I don't know. We'll see. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to stop talking. We'll see how much time lapse I give you for this. And let's go. So I was able to get all the filler brick done. The box is empty. I used all 3 of the cups, 4 of the cups I had. Well, except for this one with the tall pillars. I decided to wait and use those either somewhere else or just keep them out of this portion right now. I may use it later. I may not. I'm not sure yet. But I was able to, you can kind of see back here where that's the last of the random filler brick. I did use kind of the 2x4s to sandwich in, say, you saw the time lapse. I don't know what portions of the time lapse are going to be actually in the video. But you can kind of see like here, and then throughout here. That's all random filler brick, and I kind of got the 2x4s sandwiching it just to keep it sturdy. Kind of going back to the the time lapses. I don't know how much the time lapse is going to get in because I can only have, I want to say only like an hour, hour and a half of video. I think in the earlier part of the video I said like 2 hours of video. But then I'm thinking about, I think I can really only have like hour and a half of video in one file. So what I could do is I could, you know, put all the time lapse in one video and then just push that video into, put that video into my main video, which I actually might do. I didn't think about that till like just now, because I ended up doing it with something else, I think. So I might try and give that a try. So we'll see how much of the time lapse is going to be. I didn't time lapse at all because of that original idea, is that, okay, I'm not going to be able to fit all this into the video, so I only time-lapsed portions of it. So what I might actually do is, if I can get that to work, you'll be seeing complete time lapses from now on. But I just know that was an issue. Something you may have noticed when I was in one of the time lapses, I left these masonry bricks out. Originally I was going to go ahead and use them as filler brick, but since I am building kind of small mocks, mini mocks on the side, I thought I should leave those detailed bricks out for those, since they're going to be smaller. And really, it's not too big of a loss. I mean, maybe probably would have finished this and started up here, but again, it's not a big loss. So what I am going to do, though, is I am going to go ahead, I am going to plate this portion too before we're done today, just to get more than filler brick in, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do next week, because originally I was going to have other stuff, but the going through the extra brick I had actually took up a lot more of the video than I thought in the 2 small hauls, and then getting this all started. So we're actually going to save some of this stuff. I'll kind of give you a sneak peek right there. I'll be saving that for next week. I'll come up with some other stuff to do as well with that. But yeah, let's go ahead. Let me plate this really quick, and then we'll end out the video. Alright, so I was able to just get it plated. Took a little longer than I thought. Originally I was just going to plate it all and then come back. But I ended up kind of picking out some rough locations for the divots, or the, the blown out sections. Everywhere, some of those over there are more finalized than the ones on these 2 base plates. Same with over here. I want to say pretty much most of those are finalized. At this point, it's just getting the parts I need. So I know I'm going to need a lot of cheese slopes and dark tan. I'm going to need more of these slopes for here, and actually for the cliff edge. But this is what I was able to kind of finish up to end off the segment. Apologize for the ums. But I was able to, do this, get this done, kind of got a look that I wanted. I was surprised, actually. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4 random walls to build, and then I got 1 dark gray to build. Same with on the other side, to have 1 dark gray to build. I honestly did not think I'd get this far. I thought maybe like this wall, not this wall. So I mean, really, it's not that much because this wall isn't done. But in the other sense, it's like, okay, wow, it's halfway done. If I go out and buy, 2, maybe 3 more cups, or 2.5 cups, this wall will be done, and it'll be pretty much half of this 3rd base plate, which is great, because then we just have these 2 to filler brick up and get down to it. Again, I'm going to probably be placing an online order here. I keep saying it, I know, but I'm at a good spot with my money where I'm willing to drop like $300 again, just to do another big order, whether it's from Lego or from Bricklink. It'll probably be from Lego. Again, if you want to know more about that, why I choose to buy from Lego, it's in one of the early segments. I think it's within the first 5 segments. I think I talk about that. It might even be in that first 0.5 segment. If not, I can do a video on it if people would like me to explain that. But anyways, back to this. I did get that done. This wasn't plated, because I'm pretty much out of plates, and I want to get these walls stuck together pretty well, where this is already stuck together with a couple plates. And I still got a lot more messing around with that plate than this plate to do, base plate wise. But we're going to go ahead and end out this video, because I got a lot more done here than I thought I would. Let's go. So that was week 10. I think it was pretty good. One thing I am going to keep doing is I'll probably try to get somewhere between 2 and 4 pick-a-brick cups a week, which doesn't sound like a lot, but if you think about it, I get paid bi-weekly. A single cup $16. So I'm spending around $60-ish a week, which I don't think's terrible, just to get my filler brick done. So that way we can do that. I will be placing an order. I get paid today? I can't remember if I got paid today or if I get paid next week. Let me think. I can't actually remember. So if I get paid this week, for sure the order will be made, but I do have a lot of hours I'm picking up since it is spring break where I'm at, or for other people it's spring break, so therefore my company gets busy and blah, 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 blah. So I am going to go ahead, I'm going to place another $350 order from Lego, most likely. Or maybe I'll do a $300 order and then $50 from somewhere else, depending on what parts I can get off of Lego. That way we'll have a bunch of parts coming in about a month, so we can kind of continue to slowly filler brick it up, so by the time it's here, we can just go ahead and apply it. That is the big idea, is, yeah, it takes me a long time to get this brick in, but it gives me time to do filler brick. Another big thing that I think a lot of you may say I'm moving slow, because my last week's video hasn't broke 100 hits by the time I'm recording, so Friday. Hasn't broke 100 hits. I think it was maybe released a day late, but that's a kind of a first time for that. Like the week 0.8 or 5.5 and 8.5, I get it, those in, so that's kind of weird, but no worries. We're going to have our up and down segments, and, you know, I can only do so much. With the new Han Solo sets being released alongside those, a clone battle pack, I think I'm going to switch over to the episode 2 for really one main reason, I guess two. One reason is you clone, when everyone does phase clones, especially a lot of the bigger guys, which have been around the community for a while, they always use the Clone Wars clone troopers. So, though I want to, those are like my favorite clone troopers I own. I'd love to use them in that. I think it's going to be better, or it's going to be a little standout-ish if I use the episode 2. A second reason is I want to grow my clone army in the last bit, so if I make myself, air quotes, make myself use those clone troopers, it gets me to buy more battle packs so we can do one more clone army this year. Otherwise, I mean, if they don't release more than 2 clone sets a year, you know, and they each have at least 2 clones in them, you know, there's no point me doing the clone armies anymore. And I know those have kind of died out. First Order armies have kind of kicked up, which I'm 50-50 on. It's the sense of I have enough for what I want to do. They're not my favorite troopers, so I'm not collecting 400 of them like I did for the clones. But again, that's getting on a different topic. And I guess the third reason why I'm picking the episode 2 is they are going to look better. They are going to look better alongside Slipstream. The ARC Trooper, which is the blue ARC Trooper. If you haven't read my Vibroblade Ridge story, which is on my Instagram, I really recommend you go check it out. The easiest way to find that is probably just look up the hashtag Vibroblade Ridge, and you'll probably find a couple of the segments, or all of the segments, actually. But he uses a Clone Army Customs ARC Trooper, Phase 1 ARC Trooper helmet, which is based off of Episode 2 helmets. So that's why I'm going to go with that helmet. I think that's going to be the best decision we go with, just because it gives me some option. But next week we are going to, remember those trees I prototyped a little bit back with the droid arms and a couple leaves on top? I've decided what I want to do with that, the approach I want to take with that. So that is something we'll be looking at next week, along with more filler brick as usual, just because I got 2.5 more base plates left, guys. It just needs to happen. So please don't get mad. You're just like, okay, week 8 through 12 is filler brick week. Great. I try to mix things up. If I didn't go through my bin, we would have done the tree stuff this week. But by going through the bin, it added more to it. So we'll definitely hit trees next week, along with the filler brick as usual. And then after that, I guess we'll just see what I have to work with. I guess creating more prominent ground detail would be another option, since I found some 2x2 dark tan plates and some 2x3 dark tan plates, so I can kind of flesh out some other hills I want in there, or makeshift barrier options, so we can go over stuff like that too in later segments. Otherwise, thank you for watching this week. Please rate, comment, subscribe. It does mean a lot that you take time out of your day to watch this. So, see you in my next video.